Morning, everybody. I'm Terry,
And I'm Angel.
and welcome to our Saturday morning coffee chat. Today, we're going to talk about a very important topic. There are a lot of misconceptions as relates to whole food, plant-based dieting and how we eat, and it's concerned with the amount of protein and am I getting enough vitamins and nutrients and there's a lot of calorie and caloric density, which we're going to talk about today. But we can assure you that you're getting all your vitamins and nutrients, you're getting the right amount of protein, you're getting healthy fats, and you're getting everything that you need to give you energy and get you roaring and ready to go each and every day, right, honey?
Yes, and it's yummy, yummy in our tummy.
Absolutely. So we're going to cover a lot of good stuff today, very educational. Angel has done a tremendous job in terms of researching and just coming to you with information is very beneficial because information is knowledge, right? And with knowledge, you can be very dangerous. So.
Absolutely. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
I am an avid learner, lifelong learner. I love learning. I love reading. I just love all this kind of stuff. So I am so jazzed up about today. I have been talking about it all week, right? Driving Terry crazy. I cannot wait till the Saturday morning chat. Let me warn you that this is going to take more than 10 minutes. If you don't have 10 minutes, stop the video and then watch it in sections because you're going to learn a year and a half or 2 years worth of stuff in this segment, so it's going to be worth it. I will tell you that Terry and I had run out to the produce store last night, and on our way there, we passed a Chick-fil-A, and the cars were wrapped around the Chick-fil-A twice. So in the amount of time that those people got through the drive-thru and ate their fried chicken is the amount of time it's going to take us to talk about this. So if you're sitting in the Chick-fil-A, leave the chickens alone. Anyway, all right, true story, right?
It
was incredible. Okay, so like I said, I'm very jazzed up about today. We are going to talk about caloric density. Low calorie, high calorie, and what that looks like. So, my sweetie is going to be my Vanna White, and yes, I have my iPad out here because I am way too jazzed about this conversation. So, honey, I want you to hold this so that they can see.
Sure, absolutely.
Closely. So, we're going to maybe you can go around there because I want to put it up there. So okay. 500 calories of food, what it looks like in your stomach. So that first piece is oil. Since you can see it better than me, honey, you might want to talk about it.
Yeah, the first is what oil. What does 500 calories look like in your stomach? Here's oil. Next you have cheese, which is a little bit more. You have meat, which is a little bit more. You have potatoes, beans, and rice, which is a little bit more. And you have fruits and vegetables, which is really, really full. And this is all 500 calories of each category.
Exactly. Thank you, honey. So this is that 500 calories that just barely filled. It didn't hardly even touch the bottom of the stomach. But this is 500 calories of extra virgin olive oil. Remember that healthy oil that everybody's telling you about? This is 500 calories of that. So when I see this, I think if I was making a homemade pot of tomato gravy for dinner with pasta, I wouldn't use, this is a scant amount when you're making homemade gravy and just Italian gravy, it calls for a lot of olive oil. And so, but think about when you fry an onion because people think they need fat, or garlic, or all the things that you put this so-called healthy oil in. This is 500 calories worth before you add anything into it. And don't forget, we're going to have to add sausage and meatballs and all of that stuff. And so, and it's barely going to fill up the bottom of your stomach. So there's your 500 calories of extra virgin olive oil. And just if you're wondering, Angel, why do you have that? I have it because I use this to grease my pressure cooker. So that's why I keep olive oil in. So if we go to the cheese department here, this is actually a half a pound of cheese. If you can see, this is actually vegan cheese that smells a little bit funny because I've had it for 6 months, because I didn't realize when we first started this that some of this processed stuff is really, really bad for you. So I wrote down what this cheese is because I couldn't remember, but a half a pound of cheese. So not this vegan cheese, but imagine this is half a pound of cheddar or what have you, is 1,400 calories. So this isn't very thick, guys. 1,400 calories, 60 grams of protein. So there's your protein. 75 grams of fat. 75 grams of fat. And 50 grams of saturated fat. So that's your half a pound of cheese right there. It's actually very scary, and that's what starts heart disease, high cholesterol, and which threatened Terry's life. So forget the cheese, okay? Because that's not really great. So we're going to talk a little bit about meats. So meat, your average piece of steak is about 3 ounces. So I wanted to show you what that looked like. And I pulled it up here because I have no meat to show you. I apologize, but I did find a picture of it. So there's 3 ounces of meat, which is about the size of a deck of cards. That's 3 ounces of steak. So that 3 ounces of steak will cost you about 700 calories if you're a calorie counter, 48 grams of fat, and 21 grams of saturated fat in that little piece of meat.
And this is just the size of a deck of playing cards.
That's it. I don't know how it would fill you up. It also has polyunsaturated fat and monounsaturated fat, about 9 grams of each.
Wow.
So that's what red meat is. There is a study that was done some time ago with a lot of doctors at Children's Hospital where they talked about white meat chicken compared to red meat, pork, and lamb. So those things, because white meat chicken's better, right? Wrong. This study done, I wrote this doctor's name down because I want you to look at it. And this stuff's important, so I did write this stuff down. Dr. Ronald Krauss, Krauss. He did a study. He is a senior director of atherosclerosis research, which is what they found in your heart and your arteries, that atherosclerosis, at Children's Hospital. This doctor and many of his colleagues did a study on white meat chicken, etc. And not to disappoint, but from a cholesterol and an artery clogging perspective, white meat chicken is just as bad for you as red meat, lamb, pork, and dairy.
Wow.
So read up about this. It's really enlightening, and it's really, really important to understand.
So that's a big misperception as it relates to, well, I'm not going to eat red meat because of the saturated fat and so on and so forth, animal protein. I'm going to switch to what I think is healthy white meat chicken. Well, guess what? You're not doing yourself any favors there. It's just as bad.
Exactly. So I want to go back to my stomachs because for some reason it's just amazing to me how this calories are. So let's talk about potatoes and beans and rice, which when you eat them, fill your stomach up about halfway. Only 500 calories worth, by the way. And then we'll also talk about fruits and vegetables, 500 calories of fruits and vegetables, which fills your stomach all the way up to the tippy top. So if you're wondering as you're watching Terry and I and the amount of food that we consume, and if you're wondering if we really, really do eat all day, we really, really do eat all day. And it's just amazing, but our calorie density is so small. I mean, we really struggled in the beginning because we were having a hard time eating all that food, so we were dropping weight like mad. Exactly. And then we sort of said, well, we better start athletic eating because we're going to dwindle away to nothing.
Exactly.
One thing, though, I will tell you is a major misconception, and I want to show you this before I move on to my beans and whatever, is the fact that you can't be as strong if you don't eat meat. You need protein. This stuff that I have on my counter right here is nothing but protein. Protein, protein, protein. And in fact, Terry lifts more weight now than he lifted when he was eating fish, white meat chicken, and all of that.
And not only that, my recovery is much better. So there's muscle memory, and there's recovery in between different workouts, whether you're doing your arms one day, your legs, and then you're doing cardio. So there's a whole balance you have to keep and maintain. So what I've been able to do, and what I've found out, is that my recovery in terms of if I'm lifting one day and I'm doing cardio the next day and then I go back to lifting the other day, my recovery as it relates to cardio is just, it's non-existent. I have very little, I need very little time to recover from one workout before I move to the next. Whereas before, I would be more sluggish, and I wouldn't get that runner's high like you would normally get, in between workouts. So I get a runner's high much more frequent now because I just feel that much more energized before my workouts.
That's awesome. So I'm standing over here where you can't really see me, but I was taking pictures of Terry this morning while he was working out, and there was no way he would walk over here and show you. He would be like, honey, what did you do? So this is Terry doing pull-ups. I don't know if you can see those muscles, man. That dude is carved, but
so those are my sit-ups I was doing on my incline.
These are his sit-ups. He's got a medicine ball, and he was going, okay? And I mean, he doesn't miss a beat. He goes all the way down like that. I think my light's in the way, but I just wanted to show you that it's incredible the workouts that you can get, eating this type of diet.
And that was after a 45-minute cardio routine. So after I do my cardio, I'll jump into some sort of ab workout, and that's usually every day. So every day I'll do abs, different variations of abs, and then I will, do weights, take a break. The next day I'll do cardio, take a break. The next day I'll do weights. And when I'm doing my weights, I'm really working out on my upper body. I don't do a lot of leg exercises, but still, it's very healthy and consistent in terms of workout to workout. And my recovery is, I don't need really any recovery.
Absolutely. And then he was lifting. I took some pictures of you lifting. So anyway, I just wanted you to know that Terry is stronger now. His recovery is better than when he ate a lot of white meat chicken and fish and those types of things. Speaking of fish, and I know I'm never going to get onto this stuff, but a serving of salmon, which is a half of a fillet, and this blew my mind. A half a fillet of salmon has 412 calories, so that's not so bad. But it has 27 grams of fat, which is said to be 41% fat in a piece of healthy fish. So, and it also has quite a bit, 8 grams of polyunsaturated fat and monosaturated fat. Those fats are not good. So 8 grams of each. Anyhow, so let's talk about some cool stuff over here. I want to talk about...
You call them out and I'll go get them.
I want to talk about the oats.
Oats, okay.
So this is I'm going to try to show you 500 calories. So you've been talking about, this is 500 calories of uncooked oats. So you do know that those oats are going to get really big as they cook, but this is uncooked. It's 500 calories, 20 grams of protein, people.
Oh, wow.
20 grams. I don't know if you could eat all this cooked, but if you could, you
So where am I getting my protein on a whole food plant-based diet?
I don't know. Where's your protein, Terry? 20 grams of protein, and then it does have 12 grams of fat. I do have people saying, where do you guys get your fat from? We get healthy fat naturally. So we get plenty of fat. We get more protein now than we got. But anyway, this is 500 calories of uncooked, 20 grams of protein. Unbelievable. So let's talk about the farro. Here's farro. It's another whole grain, and you would need 3 pounds, okay, of this farro to equal 500 calories. This is a half a pound uncooked.
Wow.
So you couldn't even eat that much. It would fill your stomach up so much.
Way.
But you would need, you would need 3 bags,
Three
not
bags.
3. You would need 3 bags of this, so 1.5 pounds to equal 500 calories, 15 grams of protein, and 3 grams of fat. So
Wow.
munch out on your farro, okay? And then rice. So this is 500 calories of rice. That is a 5-pound bag of brown jasmine rice. It's 500 calories. If I cooked this, it would go to 4 times the size. So imagine this cooked is 4 bags worth. So the rice would be out to here. You'd have to eat all of that to get 500 calories. Good luck. Call me if you do. So for the rice, like I said, this is 500 calories worth. It would, quadruple in size. And it has 10 grams of protein and no grams of fat. So, I mean, what can I say? All right. Here, honey, thank you. Now let's talk about the Napa cabbage. So this is Napa cabbage. This is 3 pounds of Napa cabbage. It's quite big. You can see, like, here's my hand on top. That is a big thing of cabbage. So this 3 pounds of Napa cabbage is 500 calories. It's 13 grams of protein and 3 grams of fat. What do I do with this? I make tons of soup. I love cabbage in soup. It's so good.
It is very, very
and
delicious.
It's so filling, right? We make egg rolls with this cabbage. You can eat this cabbage chopped up raw in a salad. Try it. Don't hate on it until you try it. So I got it, honey. Thank you. And so that's the Napa cabbage. Let's talk about these carrots. Bugs Bunny! Bugs Bunny in the house. So this is 3 pounds of carrots. That's 500 calories. And again, 13 grams of protein, 3 grams of fat. I'm sorry. I thought that I said too much calories for the cabbage. I was reading for the carrots. 3 pounds of Napa cabbage is 150 calories. I was like, 500 calories? It doesn't, but, you know, whatever. 150 calories, 15 grams of protein, 2 grams of fat in that whole thing of Napa cabbage.
Wow.
But this is 500 calories of carrots, 13 grams of protein, 3 grams of fat.
So the common denominator here and the common theme that I'm hearing is that you're getting a lot of protein, not a lot of fat. The fat you are getting is very healthy.
Yep.
And, you know, who's counting calories?
No, that's why we don't count calories. Let's talk about potatoes. This is white potatoes. This is 1.5 pounds of white potatoes. So 1.5 pounds of white potatoes is 500 calories. That's 500 calories of potatoes. It's 20 grams of protein.
Wow.
So if you ate these potatoes, you would get 20 grams
So
of
when we eat
protein.
our potato bowls, that's kind of what we're getting. This is about
That is.
what
That's
I would eat
about
on a
what we
potato
eat.
bowl.
500 grams of 500 calories, 20 grams of protein, and 1/2 gram of fat. 1/2 gram of fat, okay? 1/2 gram. This is 1.5 pounds of sweet potato. So 1.5 pounds of sweet potato is just a little bit more calories. This is 575 calories. It's 12 grams of protein and 1/2 gram of fat. So that's it. I mean, nobody got too fat eating sweet potatoes. So next, butternut squash. We love butternut squash.
We do.
So this butternut squash, if you took the seeds out and had what you could eat left, the flesh, you'd have about 2 pounds there. It's 400 calories, 10 grams of protein, 1 gram of fat. And all of this butternut squash.
Again, that common denominator of
yes.
high in protein, low in fat.
Low in fat and very filling. I mean, all the soluble fiber that is in all of this food is incredible for you. Soluble fiber will keep you full for a very long time. It also fights cholesterol. Soluble fiber will steady blood sugar, so it'll keep your blood sugar from dipping down, dipping up. A lot of this. All of this stuff that Terry and I are showing you today is a ton of soluble fiber, which you will not get if you eat on a regular Western diet. That's why people crash
Mm-hmm.
and their blood sugar rises and it goes down and their cholesterol goes up. That's why, because we don't get enough fiber. So.
And we noticed that right away. We noticed once we went to the whole food plant-based diet, there are no crashes. There's only just up, consistent, energy, consistent, being attentive. Everything is just improved dramatically. And it was just incredible.
It's unbelievable because we are running circles around people that are half of our age. And I'm not trying to be smart, but we were like, oh, we're getting older. No way. You should see my mom. She's like the Energizer Bunny. So this is a jicama. If you've never tried jicama, eat it. It's delicious. For me, it's very crunchy and it tastes like an apple. Maybe not as sweet as an apple. I love the jicama raw cut up in a salad. So you would need 3 of these gigantic jicamas to equal 500 calories.
Wow.
You would get 3.5 grams of protein and 1/4 gram of fat.
And I'm a big fan of jicama. Fan of jicama. I was not familiar with jicama before I met Angel. And she said, "You want to try it?" And of course, I was open to trying anything and everything. And she, she took the skin off and she sliced it up. And she's right; it does have that texture of kind of like an apple. Yeah. But it's delicious. It's
really
delicious,
good.
so.
And just take a peeler to it.
Yeah.
That's it. And this is all you can eat. This entire inside. It does not have seeds. So try the jicama. It's really, really good. Let's move to the Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts.
So I was trying to get 500 calories of Brussels sprouts. I didn't have enough. So sorry.
So this isn't even 500 calories?
This is 400 calories of Brussels sprouts or 2 pounds. This is 2 pounds of Brussels sprouts. And in those Brussels sprouts, you have 31 grams of protein.
Wow.
31.
Wow.
So 2 pounds, 31. Even if you had 1 pound, it would be over 15.
Right, exactly.
15 grams of protein. And then you only have 2.5 grams of fat in this 2 pounds. You can I love Brussels sprouts. You can cut these in half, roast them. I like to take them off and we scatter the leaves around like by themselves in a roasting pan, like this. Put a little bit of balsamic vinegar, roast them. They get crunchy like potato chips.
Very delicious.
There is so much stuff you can do with Brussels sprouts. It's unbelievable.
And again, I wasn't familiar with Brussels sprouts before Angel and I started seeing each other, and she introduced me to Brussels sprouts as well. And the way she makes them, it's just delicious. She takes off, like you said, the leaves, and she'll put the balsamic vinegar or whatever over them and put them in the oven. It's delicious. It's delicious.
You help me clean them. You're so good.
Thanks, honey.
Okay, so we love bell pepper. The bell pepper are absolutely delicious. Anything that has this much color in it is loaded with antioxidants. I mean, the antioxidants that you get in these peppers is unbelievable. So this is only 1 pound of these peppers, okay? And 1 pound of these peppers is 100 calories, okay? So you'd need 5 times this to get 500 calories. And you would get 5 grams of protein in 1 pound. So in 5 pounds, you'd get 25 grams of protein.
Wow.
And there's only 1 gram of fat. So in 5 pounds, you'd get 5 grams of fat. But that's what you get. And the antioxidants, anything with color, fruits and vegetables with color are so good for you from an antioxidant.
So this is why my blood work is so much better than it was before.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a direct correlation between what we're eating now and my blood results.
Absolutely. I love it. Broccoli. We love broccoli. You can do anything with broccoli. Make broccoli salad, put lemon on it and garlic. Oh my goodness. Broccoli is delicious. This is 1 pound of broccoli. It's 150 calories. Are you ready for this? 13 grams of protein.
Wow.
Sitting right here. 13 grams of protein, okay? Where's your protein, Terry? I don't know. 13 grams of protein and a whopping 1.5 grams of fat. Not 60 grams of fat, 1.5, okay? And it's delicious. You don't have to eat this stuff, 100 years ago, how they just boiled you can roast this, you can steam it and put anything on it. Balsamic vinegars are amazing. There is so many spices out there now that don't have salt in them. I mean, the possibilities are endless. Spaghetti squash.
Spaghetti squash.
I love spaghetti squash. Look at the size of the spaghetti squash. I found this at the store and I was like, I don't know if I need that, but I have to buy it. So 3 pounds, this is a 3-pounder. This 3 pounds of spaghetti squash is 420 calories, 9 grams of protein, and 7 grams of fat. Wow. What I am going to do with this week, because I'm going to make homemade gravy tomorrow, and this week I will use some of that gravy and I will use and put fresh basil. Oh, you love that one, and I bake it, so we'll have to do show you guys how we do it, because it's absolutely delicious. One of my favorites. But I don't know anybody that could eat that much butternut squash, but if you did, you would only be getting 420 calories, so have at it. Chow down. Chow on that butternut squash. Let's talk about this Italian bread. Okay. So I found this Italian bread at our local store, and it is delicious. It's crunchy on the outside. Well, yeah, but I found this at the local store. I think this is Newark, New Jersey. Yep. But it has no sugar, no fat, none of that. It is whole wheat bread. I read the ingredients. It's very good.
And the brand is Bread City.
Bread City.
And we got an angel.
I love it. I love it.
Grocery.
So you'd have to eat 7 slices of this. And I don't know if you can see, but they're kind of big slices. You'd have to eat 7 slices of that bread to equal 500 calories, 21 grams of protein, and 0 fat. Who's feeling bad about eating bread? Not this girl. Not this girl. I love this bread. I toast this bread. We eat that. When I make Terry a veggie sandwich.
Oh, I was just getting ready to say, she makes the best veggie sandwiches. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable, with the tomatoes and the cucumbers and the homemade hummus.
Roasted red peppers. Onions.
I'll put some onions on my, oh my gosh, it's unbelievable.
It's crunchy, and it's that Italian bread.
Put a little pickle on the side.
Yeah, woo! We love it. All right, let's do the grapes.
Grapes. Okay.
So this is 2 pounds of beautiful grapes. You know, if you've been watching Terry and I, we love grapes. So 2 pounds of grapes is actually 600 calories. So there's 600 calories here. I wouldn't feel too bad if you wanted to eat the whole bowl.
I eat about 2 pounds a day.
Yep, absolutely. 6 grams of protein and 3 grams of fat. So even in this bowl of grapes, you would be getting 6 grams of protein. Yeah. It's pretty incredible. And the apples, honey. So this is 2 1/4 pounds of apples. So hopefully you can tell these apples are really big. You see how I'm holding this in my hand. So these are pretty big apples. Yummy apples. Like, we love our sweet apples. But this is 500 calories of apples. So you'd have to eat all 4 of these apples to get 500 calories, 3 grams of protein, and 1 gram of fat in that whole thing. So that would be a struggle, but we could try. And then the plums. So I found plums, and I actually felt them in the store last night, and they're not rocks. So I'm pretty impressed. There's 3 really nice sized plums in this bowl. Okay, but it's only 1 pound of plums, 200 calories sitting in there, a half a gram of protein, and 1 gram of fat. 200 calories in 3 of these babies. Wow. Enjoy them. Wow. And then let's talk about the beans, the black beans and the chickpeas. Here's the black beans and the chickpeas.
And again, we jar these ourselves, or can these ourselves.
We do. So in the black beans, there's 390 calories in this size. So if you ate that whole jar full of black beans, you'd have 390 calories, 26 grams of protein.
Oh my God. How many ounces is this?
20. That's 15 ounces.
15
and
ounces?
then, that's 1 pint. And then the can that you would buy at the store is the same thing. So if you bought 1 can, again, I would drain it and rinse it really good, even if it says no sodium, because then you're getting the sodium, and that's not so great.
Right.
But 26 grams of protein, 1 gram of fat. So I know people say beans have a lot of fat in them. I'm not sure, because that whole thing has 1 gram of fat. But you would get 26 grams of protein. And I'm not going to lie, Terry can eat this whole
Easy.
thing of beans.
And it's
delicious. With his potatoes, so he'll eat these potatoes with that. And you get 20 grams of protein here. You get 26 here. So between the beans and the potato and a potato ball, he's getting almost 50 grams of protein and almost no fat.
Right.
And that's incredible. That's crazy. 50 grams of protein. Where do you get your protein from, Terry? I'm not sure. So the chickpeas are a little bit more fattening, and that's why they're creamy and good. But here's what I mean by fattening. 500 calories, 21 grams of protein, and 4 grams of fat. You'd have to eat this whole thing. Imagine when you read some of your hummus in the store and how you got to be so careful with the hummus because it has a lot of oil in it, and start reading the label. Come back to me and tell me about the fat content. It blew me away because I used to eat hummus. Hummus is healthy. It is healthy, but make it with your own beans. Same thing for the can. Drain and rinse. Same exact thing for the can. All right, let's move on to cucumbers. So
look at the size of this cucumber. My gosh.
That's an awesome cucumber, but that one cucumber is 54 calories. In case you're counting calories, 3 grams of protein and 0.5 gram of fat. It would take a while to eat all of that cucumber, but that is one beautiful cucumber. Onions. Here we go. This is actually 1 pound of onions.
Are these what, white Vidalia?
Those are Vidalia. They're 190 calories for that amount. 1 gram of protein and like a trace amount of fat. So whatever. But imagine taking this and sauteing it in the oil and all that fat that you're going to get. So now you've taken something that has so many antioxidants. These help fight disease, dementia, just all kinds of stuff that you get from onions that is unbelievable. But if you take them and you fry them in oil, now you're clogging your arteries and you're getting atherosclerosis, and you're asking your doctor to put stents in your poor little arteries, and it's horrible.
It is. So
people ask me, you know, Angel, that is so great that you and Terry eat like that, but it's drastic.
And it's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. It's drastic. And the one thing that gets me, because I've heard the drastic a lot, and that's okay to feel that way. I don't knock it. But to me, drastic was watching my husband's cholesterol go up so rapidly as he was killing himself, eating so healthy and working out so hard. And I felt like, and I've never said this to you, and I hope I feel like I'm getting emotional, but I said to I felt like he was on quicksand, you know? So anyway, and when you watch people you love, like my mother, who was working so hard for her type 2 diabetes, and Terry, and you watch them in that quicksand and they're working so hard. It's not like the people that are like, I want to keep eating all my cheese and all this stuff. And it's like, well, then, you know, your blood work's not going to change and your life's not going to change. And I understand if that's what makes you happy, that's what makes you happy. That's fine. But to think about losing this man or my mother because food can kill you is unbelievable. And that's why I'm so passionate about this. And that's why I'm going to keep talking to you, and I'm going to keep doing these videos, because my husband got out of quicksand. Imagine yourself in quicksand, eating healthy, working out 6 days a week, and being such a good person. Everything that you and Mom have done. Some of my friends that I know, getting their hearts, you know, their chest plates drilled open with saws, and it's so horrific. So to me, is it drastic to eat a gigantic butternut squash or these beautiful peppers or all of these grains and that beautiful bread I showed you and the wonderful beans that we eat? And I said, no, drastic is having your chest sawed open or having stents pushed into your little helpless veins. That's drastic to me. And people say to me, and Terry, do you cheat? I say, cheat who? Cheat myself? I don't cheat myself. But then I thought about it a couple times after people said, do you have a cheat day? I don't even know what that means, and I don't want to discuss that, but I've decided that hell yes, we are cheating. We're cheating death, okay? We're cheating not leaving this earth, right?
Exactly.
We're cheating a lot of stuff because we're going to be here for a very long time healthy. We're cheating not losing each other. So am I cheating? Yeah, I'm cheating death. I'm cheating having to take medication, and I'm cheating feeling sluggish and crappy. That's what I'm cheating. I don't know why I went off on that, but I'm really passionate about what I'm doing.
And we want to help. We want to help. We want to help all of our friends. We want to help the. Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you so much. We want to help everyone that that we're talking to, and everyone that will listen, and hopefully we can make a difference. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Anyway, all right. So let's move back now that I'm done doing that. So here's garlic. You know we love garlic. This is a half a pound of garlic. Let me see. How many bulbs are in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gigantic bulbs, which is like how many cloves are in a bulb? I don't know, 20, 30, whatever. So a half a pound of garlic is 300 calories, 15 grams of protein. Wow. And here's the deal. If you eat garlic and the person you love is eating garlic, nobody smells the garlic. And so who cares? Eat all the garlic and onion you want. Just saute it in water, not this. This almost killed my husband. So, green squash. Oh my gosh. Or zucchini or whatever you want to call it. We love zucchini. Is so sweet. If you put this in the blender and grind it up, and you could almost eat it like a smoothie. It's so sweet. I mean,
you can spiralize it.
Oh, everything. We do everything. So the green squash or zucchini or whatever you want to call it, this is 73 calories worth with almost 6 grams of protein and 0.75 grams of fat. So not even 1 gram of fat, but yeah, that's 73 whopping calories, honey. And so let's talk about the baby spinach. This is 100 calories of baby spinach. It's 1 pound. So that is 1 pound, and because it was on here, I didn't look, but this is 2 grams of protein and no grams of fat. So if you want 100 calories of spinach, you will have to eat this whole thing. Otherwise, a serving is 20 calories. I mean, go nuts on your spinach. Go absolutely berserk. The iceberg lettuce with no nutritional value is just about the same. This whole head is 95 calories, 6 grams of protein, and no fat. So that you'd have to eat that whole. We do mix this with our spinach and our baby lettuce and all of those things because it gives us some crunch. You could do the same thing with romaine if you didn't want to eat iceberg. But I like the iceberg, truth be told.
Me too, actually.
Beets. So I love golden beets. They're delicious. These are fresh. I take these and I roast them in the oven. Don't knock it until you try it. And don't worry about taking the skins off and doing all this stuff. Cut an end off so it can breathe. Put it in aluminum foil. Pop it in your oven and roast it. The skins will peel right off. All you'll have to do is go like this. You'll have to wait till they cool off a little bit. They'll come right off. Slice these and put them in a salad. Oh my God, they're so good. So this amount of beets here is 1 pound. It's 195 calories, 7 whopping grams of protein, and a trace, less than 1 gram of fat.
Nice.
And did we talk about green beans? Oh, I definitely want to talk about the snap beans because green beans are delicious. So this is 1 pound of green beans. I make fries out of these in my air fryer. Wow, wow,
They
wow.
are delicious.
Wow.
They are delicious.
A little bit of plant milk and some other garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of whatever kind of flour you like, garbanzo bean. I pop them in there. They're crunchy and they're sweet. And
I'm a
they're
dipper,
just,
so you can dip them in any of your favorite sauces, you know, with ketchup or, you know, barbecue sauce or whatever. They're delicious.
So the green beans, this is 1 pound. It's 140 calories, 8.5 grams of protein, and a half a gram of fat. 8.5 grams of protein.
Wow, that's incredible.
Where are you getting your protein?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, let's do the cauliflower because cauliflower is such a versatile fruit, vegetable.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. This is a 2.5 pound head of cauliflower. It is 270 calories. Are you ready for this?
What? How many protein?
23 grams of protein in this baby.
And this.
So if you made wings out of this, baby, you'd be getting 23 grams of protein. And when I make my wings, I use the garbanzo bean flour. So I'm getting like another 15 or 20 grams of protein. I'm proteined out.
Right.
And then 1 gram of fat in this whole head. So chow down on the cauliflower. All right. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. Berries are amazing for you. I cannot even tell you how incredible.
Berries are your friend.
But the calories, I wrote them down somewhere, but you know, who knows with me what I do with stuff.
Yeah, right there, sweet.
Oh, thank you. So this is 4.5 cups of strawberries. Are these beautiful or what? Look at the color in that sucker.
We eat these on our wheat waffles, our pumpkin wheat
anything.
waffles. Yeah.
We eat them. We just love, this fruit is so filling. So this is 4.5 cups. I was trying to get to 500 calories, but I couldn't. This is 375 calories, 15 grams of protein in this, 15 grams. Eat your strawberries, honey, 15 grams and 3 grams of fat. So we do get the fat. This is 1 cup of blueberries. I love, that's my favorite. If somebody said, what's your favorite? It's blueberries. That's 1 cup. So it's 83 calories. This is 83 calories of blueberries and 1 gram of protein and a half a gram of fat. I mean, honestly, it's just,
can't go wrong.
It's so good for you. It's unbelievable. I just want to make sure I did not miss, oh, my asparagus. So right now, this time of year, spring, is asparagus season. So if you like asparagus, go wild. You want to look for stuff that's not dry looking. They seem moist on the end. The little tops here are kind of close together, you know, and you'll know that you have a really nice asparagus. So the asparagus is dirt cheap right now and just absolutely delicious. So did I write down asparagus, honey?
And this is one.
Oh, 90.
1 pound.
That's 1 pound of asparagus, 90 calories. There is 10 grams of protein in that asparagus. Wow. And a half a gram of fat. So let me just give you a little tip about asparagus. Put this in your steamer or whatever. Steam it for a few minutes. Don't over steam it because you don't want it to get soft. You need it to have that little bit of muscle. Put equal parts of Dijon mustard and pure maple syrup. Put it on there.
Oh, yes.
The smell. Yeah. I don't know what it does, but it makes me think of Philly soft pretzels. I know that's crazy, but I love it. I absolutely love it. So I don't think I forgot anything here.
No, I think we covered it all. Did we cover the celery? Yeah, I think
no, I didn't cover the celery, and the reason why I did not put this down, let me tell you a little bit about celery. Thank you, honey. You're the best. This is 1 pound of celery. This celery, you know how people say if you eat celery, you get no calories and it gets confusing? The reason it really is calorie-free, the celery itself is not calorie-free. However, the work that your body has to do to chew it and break it down, when you equal that out, it's 0. So every time you take a bite of celery, your body is working so hard to break it down, the work that you're doing, all of that. So this is no calories. So, I mean, just grow a celery farm and eat and eat and eat. Although I'd be afraid that we wouldn't be able to find you. You'd be so tiny. But This really is. That's what people mean when they say celery has no calories, because it does have calories, but your body has to burn.
Gotcha.
So, and like I said before, the soluble fiber in this food helps your body to sustain and just, you burn calories, you're like a machine, and you feel
amazing,
so good. I mean,
full of energy.
We're so full. I look like I swallowed a basketball after I eat, but I never feel like I have to lay down, or it's just, it's so effortless to have the energy. And then when I'm tired at night, I'm tired, and we lay down and we sleep well. We get up in the morning and we're like ready to bounce.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy. One thing I wanted to make a point is, a lot of this stuff, I'm going to make a soup. So I will make a soup sometimes on the weekends, in a big pot full of whatever kind of veggies I like and Terry likes, and then we eat that as a snack. You snack on soup, eat soup or a big salad before you eat your dinner. It will fill your belly up. So if you're worried, because one thing you can do, Terry and I eat like this because we want to live long, healthy, prosperous lives, and we want to feel good, and we don't want to have surgeries and all of that invasive, just all of that. We want to live just a wonderful, healthy life. We want to spend our money on boats and not on medication. And so if you're looking at this from a weight loss perspective, this is the silver bullet. You have found it. We do not do it for weight loss, but I can tell you that, you know, people look at me and think, I don't know what it's like to struggle with weight, but you're wrong. So I have tried everything. I've done everything, and I've been watching my weight since the day I was like 8 years old. So like for 40 something years, I've been watching my weight and trying to do what's right and live a healthy life. And now I finally get to eat, because one thing I always did is I was hungry a lot, and I just had to deal with it. And I don't have to deal with it. Now I have to deal with, oh my goodness, I have to eat again. And I'm not trying to be silly, but isn't that the truth?
Absolutely.
Isn't that the truth? So
absolutely.
Make soups, because you do this for health. Do this for your health, your long-term health. But if you want to lose weight, this is, I'm telling you, you can do any diet. Do the Mediterranean diet. Do Weight Watchers. Hell, eat grapefruit for a month if that's what you want to do. All of those diets are going to work. I promise you. You're going to lose weight. I just don't know how you would sustain. How could you just eat grapefruits for the rest of your life? How can you go out and count calories or points or whatever? I'm not knocking those things. I'm just saying, how do you do it? How do you sustain it? You don't count calories. You don't do anything. Terry and I will have a segment on when we get hungry when we're out, which happens, and what we do. We find stuff everywhere. I can go anywhere and find stuff to eat, so we'll talk about that. But make soup out of all these beautiful things and eat it. You'll feel satisfied, it's comforting, it's warm, and then eat all the other stuff that you want. I told you the truth about meat and pork and all that. And then one thing is important to understand is when Terry's cholesterol went up. And I talk about Terry's cholesterol all the time, but mine kept inching up because of my cheese loving. And I was up to 228 on my cholesterol. I'm down to 173. I never had high blood pressure, didn't have to go on medication like Terry, but I was on my way. That's for darn sure. And we are reversing our heart disease and all of that now. I mean,
absolutely.
Terry more, but we sat down and talked to somebody about Terry's cholesterol and what can he eat, and here's the things we eat so good, and and they just said all of this American Heart Association diet, which I'm not going to get into, you can look it up on the internet, and when he went back after 3 months, his cholesterol had went up like 20 points, and that was on that diet that he got from that doctor, and it was an American Heart Association diet. I mean, so that's kind of scary. And
very scary.
So I'm gonna stop. I gave a lot of tips today. I was jazzed about this segment.
You covered a lot of good information on there. A tremendous amount of information. It's like she said, I mean, this is a year and a half worth of research. and just, understanding and really knowing and trying to kind of, those disclaimers and those misconceptions and those myths, dispelling those, and just really being healthy and educated and knowledgeable about the foods that you eat, and when you're in the store and when you're out, what to buy and what not to buy. And remember, read the labels. You have to read the labels. Many times Angel and I are in a store, we'll see something, we'll go to buy it thinking that it's healthy. And we're educated on this stuff.
It says organic, no GMO.
No GMO. A lot of little words that'll make you think that it's healthy. But when you turn around and look at the label, a lot of times it'll have oil, so it'll have fat. That's a no-no. It'll have trans fat. That's really a no-no. So you just want to be educated. There are a lot of products that are out there that are very healthy. You just have to search. It may take you another 20 minutes to a half an hour at the grocery store, but at least you're saving your life. You're putting healthy food into your body, and you're making good, nutritious, conscious choices about living a long, healthy, whole food, plant-based life. Right, honey?
Absolutely. That was so great. So I hope you enjoyed this, and just be really cautious, careful, eat your whole grain pasta because it's delicious, and eat your vinegars and all of those great stuffs on these wonderful, heart-healthy foods, and live a long, great life with your parents, your grandparents, your children, and the one that you love, your husband or wife, and however you live it. So have a great Saturday,
Thank you so much.
Everybody. We got to go eat because I'm worn out from all this.
Me too, especially with all this food. Okay.
All right. Take care. Have a good day. Love you guys. Bye.